I'm on an 8-day escorted tour in the Tuscany region of Italy, and today is day 6. So far we have visited some amazing places, like the tiny hilltop village of Vinci, birthplace of Leonardo, the Chianti wine region, and several locations around our home base of Montecatini, Terme, where we are right now. And today we are driving towards the Etruscan coast, located south of Pisa and Livorno, the cruise port that serves Pisa. We'll visit 3 places along the Etruscan Wine Trail. First up is the prestigious La Regola Winery estate. The next is the tiny medieval village of Castegneto Carducci. And then finally is the small town of Bolgheri, which is considered to be the center of the Etruscan coastal wine region.
Ready for another day exploring a new area, a new wine area as well. It's actually the most ancient wine area in this country. Remember, I was actually anticipating the first days, actually there was the Etruscan coast, so called. We're gonna be really close to the coast. We're not going to the coast, we're not going swimming today, but of course we can see the sea, especially if it gets brighter than this, going down south, so first westbound, reaching the area of Pisa, more or less, then starting going down, okay, southbound, and reaching the area of, let's say, the Bolgherese, which is the most recent wine union founded in this region, and among the newest in the country, and soon became one of the most famous in the world for a really exclusive wine area. Wines awarded every single year.
After leaving Montecatini Terme, we headed westward towards the Mediterranean coast. And then after bypassing the town of Lucca, driving on the autostrada, we began to head southward, bypassing Pisa on the left, and then also the port of Livorno on the right. All of this through some beautiful, lush countryside. We'll take the autostrada part of the way, but then we'll get off on the small 2-lane roads to enjoy the countryside even more. It was nice to get off of the busy highway and enter a landscape of rolling hills, fields, olive groves, and of course vineyards. Lots of vineyards. We learned along the way that La Regola, the winery estate we are headed for, is quite well known and even renowned within the wine industry worldwide. So we were in for a pretty special visit. This is an ancient region in the area where the new winery was recently built here. Remains of an ancient Etruscan settlement from the 7th century BC, along with several wine amphorae, have been discovered, testifying to this area's ancient use of the land to grow grapes. And the geography and environment here are ideal. Loose, well-drained soil with the right composition of clay, rocks, and minerals, the southern exposure of the vine rows, and the local microclimate all contribute to world-class winemaking. While we enjoyed the outdoors, one of our hosts gave us an introduction to the estate and told us about the family history here.
Very similar to Bordeaux climate, so he decided to growing up here the same varieties of Bordeaux, international varieties, so always the Cabernet and Merlot, for example.
The production facilities in this winery are modern, clean, and efficient. Here at La Regola, we were walking among wine varieties that are called the Super Tuscans. We moved into the super modern tasting room and watched a short film, and then the fun part, the wine tasting. Our hosts here were obviously very proud of the wines that are produced here, and for good reason.
I know.
The volume goes
And fortunately, only 3 glasses.
Yes.
So, this is the last wine for your tasting. Ligustro, blend of Sangiovese, Merlot, and Syrah grapes. Is our youngest red, vintage 2020. The wine that you can see on the paper are all our production.
For some reason, every time I visit a winery, I like to walk among the vines. After a little bit of rain here for the past couple of days, now it's clear and dry, sunny, warm. I'm guessing about low 70s Fahrenheit. Let's check out the olive trees they have here. They have a small olive oil production. They still have to harvest the olives. I think that takes place in November, she said. Well, after our relaxing visit to the winery, we headed southward along the Etruscan coastal plain towards our next visit, the town of Castegneto Carducci. In this area, we passed little villages, winery estates, and miles of olive trees. Not a Costco in sight. As we approached our destination, we left the coastal plain and headed into the hills, and getting a few nice views of the sea along the way.
Hold your breath. Good.
Castagneto Carducci is a tiny place perched on the hill, but important as a center of agritourism and the production of excellent wines and extra virgin olive oil. When we visited in late September, not only was it not overrun with tourists, Our group may have been the only tourists in town, at least from America. The town felt peaceful and relaxed, and just walking around rewarded you with photo-worthy views of the townscape and the sea. Here, the sea breeze is not only good for the grapes, it also dries your laundry very efficiently. Way up on top of the hill is the medieval castle that this town has grown around. As far as I know, it's not open inside to visitors, but it's often used for weddings, parties, and other events. Let's walk up closer to it. This unique shop and factory was founded over 2 centuries ago by Emilio Borsi for the production of totally handmade liqueurs with ancient recipes.
That one is around 23, 25, which is kind of lower, as well as the liquor here, between 23 and 25% really good, and you will taste them.
Well, who can resist that? Let's get inside. And I guarantee you a couple of shots of these will light you up.
What do you think? Shall we go with the third?
Bring it.
Yes.
Okay, tell us about
Right. So this one is just bitter orange. It's just bitter orange. Okay.
Bitter orange.
Okay. She will pass by. Okay. Right. Please. Yes.
Ancient recipes and production methods from a tiny village in Tuscany. And guess what? They have a website. Grazie. Next, we headed northward to our final destination, the small medieval village of Bolgheri, a distance of only about 11 kilometers or 7 miles on the Etruscan Wine Trail.
And is the road actually cut into the wine union of the Bolghereses, of the Bolgheri Wine Union.
Roberto talked about some of the unique characteristics of Bolgheri winemaking. The area is relatively new to wine production and different from other areas in Tuscany. Modeled more after France by producing Bordeaux varietals such as Cabernet and Merlot, rather than Sangiovese like we saw in the Chianti region a couple of days ago. The grapes here are grown on a flat coastal plain, like we see here along the side of the road, rather than on the hillsides like in other parts of Tuscany. It's an interesting story, as this area around Bolgheri had very little reputation for wine production until the 1970s, when something important in the winemaking world happened. A blind wine tasting event was arranged by a prominent wine magazine, and a Bolgheri wine made at one of the estates here scored higher than some top French Bordeaux's. After that, several wine producers purchased land here, and as critics and consumers learned what could be done here with Bordeaux varietals, Bolgheri became one of Italy's most important and respected wine territories. And today there are 65 large wine estates here and some smaller wineries like this one on the side of the road. And although I'm not a wine connoisseur myself, I have read that the Bolgheri wines here, many of them are considered legendary. So it's kind of cool to be driving through an area with that sort of reputation. Another defining characteristic of Bolgheri is this long, straight avenue of cypress trees, stretching from the coastline up to the medieval gates of the town. The statement that it makes, I think, is you're approaching something important. The most impressive part of Bolgheri is the castle and the medieval walls at the entrance gate.